What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in with Callie. Please like, subscribe if you haven't already. So, here go the Clippers. Here come the Clippers. I gotta say, they had a big win against Utah last night without Kawhi Leonard, and it really shouldn't have went to overtime because, honestly, I think you should just beat Utah just in general. You don't even need all your star players there, but Norman Powell had 41 points. James Harden had 32. Ben Simmons having 12, 6, and 7. Just the fact of him being there on the floor when he's engaged, as I said before, what he could bring to this team is very interesting because he brings another playmaker, basically somewhat of another big man, a long body, good defense. He can get you extra rebounds. He can push the ball at a fast pace, and he can find players because he has good court vision. And when he's engaged, he will score some. So when you have that type of Ben Simmons, if this is the Ben Simmons they're going to get going forward, then the Clippers are going to be very, very formidable for any team they play against. They're going to be one of the most dangerous teams, if not in the West. Well, they're going to be the most dangerous team in the league. Damn, just the West. Because when I look at the way they're built from top to bottom, I got to give the Clippers some credit. They got a lot of pieces where they really actually fit, and they really play well off of each other. And even if Kawhi's out sometime, somebody like Ben Simmons gives them an extra scoring option. If he can give them, 12 to 15 points a game, which he can do that, and get them several assists, extra rebounds, play hella defense that he could play on the perimeter and cause disruptions, he really going to take a lot of pressure off Kawhi Leonard defensively. And a lot of people might not be looking at that. Because when you look at Ben Simmons, the way he can play defense, we can sometimes say, hey, Kawhi, you just chill. Let Ben Simmons guard the best player on the other team. And the best player seems to get off at a rate that we don't want him to. Then we'll switch Kawhi back on him and then let Kawhi guard the best player, give Kawhi a breather on defense that can help generate his offense even more than what it usually is, which is usually awesome. And giving Kawhi rests and breaks during the game like that will give him better chances of scoring at a high efficient rate, which he already does. But it also gives him a better rate or a better possibility of staying on the floor healthy a lot longer with less responsibility. And Ben Simmons brings that. So hopefully Ben Simmons doesn't get hurt or injured or anything like that anytime soon. Hopefully everybody on the team stays healthy, because that's what we hope for anyway, because this has been the most unfortunate team in the NBA in the last several years, especially due to health. But Ben Simmons being there takes a lot of pressure off of Kawhi defensively. And I feel like, Norman Powell, his ascension, along the way James Harden is playing, it takes pressure off Kawhi offensively also. So, this might really be a season where we might actually see Kawhi be fully healthy in the playoffs, because he doesn't really have to worry about taking the onus on both sides of the floor, because he has a bunch of guys around him who can't make up for what he does. And even though none of those players I just named are Kawhi Leonard, but if they can kind of like substitute for what he does in increments during the game and spots during the game, it makes it easier for Kawhi to actually just pick his spots even better offensively and pick his spots a lot more defensively to impose his will against the opposing teams that they play every night and when they get ready to go to the playoffs. I love what they have right now, and I love what I've seen so far. Looking at Ben Simmons in his debut, really just one game, it really dictates what type of outcome and what type of presence he could bring to the Clippers that they never had, because they never had a guy really youthful as Ben Simmons, I should say, with the defensive presence and being able to score at times when needed and have the court vision and push the ball at a high rate at any time they need to, if they want to switch off from him to James Harden. Like, James Harden don't have to be the point guard sometimes. James Harden can just be the shooter. James Harden can be the guy that cuts to the basket. James Harden can also, be the facilitator, but he gets some of that responsibility taken away from him too by Ben Simmons. So it's like Ben Simmons takes pressure off of your two main star players, and it really allows everything to work and flow in a good normal space for the team, because it allows everybody to kind of have that comfortability, not only in their own skin of what they need to do, but it also gives them a break at times during the game. So in the fourth quarter, they could just rev it up at times and, get on go mode and knock a team out and put the nail in the coffin. Whereas years ago, they didn't really have a player like Ben Simmons and or Norman Powell or James Harden, if you want to be fair. Now they have players like that. Kawhi's life is going to be so much easier. And really, only thing Kawhi has to do is really just get back to, what he's used to doing. If he wants to not play back-to-backs, it's going to be fine for a little bit. Not long, but it's going to be fine to a degree, because he has enough backup defensively with this team to get them over the hump to where they're actually trying to go. And I know he likes the way the operation is going right now, but of course, you got to see a lot more. And the extra added pieces that the Clippers got, Eubanks, another guy with size, helping out Zubac. Then you got Patty Mills. You can't forget about Patty Mills, because even though he might not be the great, best shooter that he was at one time in San Antonio, he still can knock down big shots if you leave him wide open, because he is a champion. So that goes a long way. Then you got Bogdanovich. I mean, he's really good too, because he brings another perimeter defender, plus he can also knock down threes as well. So I mean, with that being said, like, they got, shooters, defenders, a superstar, a star player in James Harden. And they got an ascending score, which I can't really say ascending, because Norman Powell's been scoring all, pretty much his whole career. But this is the first time we actually seen Norman Powell really step out of his own skin and really score a lot of points and put up numbers that we haven't seen him put up, because he always hasn't been a starter. But now he is, so it just makes life a little bit more easier for the Clippers offensively, having a weapon like him. So, the way they're built and constructed, I wouldn't be surprised if they made it to the finals and won it.